So welcome. These next verses all go together the rest of chapter 7, but today we're looking at Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verses 15 to 17. All right, let's take verses 15 to 17. I have seen everything during my lifetime of futility. There is a righteous man who perishes in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man who prolongs his life in wickedness. Do not be excessively righteous and do not be overly wise. Why should you ruin yourself? Do not be excessively wicked and do not be a fool. Why should you die before your time? All right, this is a challenging section because we can't take it all in one blog because it would just be too long for our purposes here, but a lot of people have scrambled with this section. They don't understand. It says, don't be too righteous, and it says everybody sins and does wickedness. This is not a section on righteousness by faith, really not. That's not the primary thing going on. These many verses from 7:15 to the end of the chapter, they're talking about human nature in general. They're talking to us about and we'll zero in on some of these bits as we go. They're talking to us about what to expect from humanity and a practical approach to the fact that man is bent, he's fallen, he's messed up. So anyway, let's look for a little bit at these verses. So he's talking here, I've seen a righteous person who dies early. I've seen the wicked person who lives a long life and everything looks like it's wonderful. Where's the judgment? Remember now, again, in Ecclesiastes, we have two viewpoints, right? We have the viewpoint of life. There's no God. I'm just living it. I'm just experiencing it all the time. And then we have the other viewpoint, that's life under the sun. And then we have life with God in the total picture. And so we have eternity in the picture. So in one picture, there's no eternity. There's just the moment and then nothing. And there is more, there is final judgment, but that person's not living that way. And in the other picture, you live your life, whatever happens, happens. There is a final judgment, and then there's eternity for those who've chosen to live unselfishly in God's pattern. So he's comparing here the righteous person. It seems like it's not turning out the way it should. The wicked person seems like they're getting more stuff than they should. Things are wonderful, and then they finally die with all their toys. And so you kind of got this kind of line. He says, don't be too wicked, don't be too righteous. And this is really going to go with all the rest of the verses here as we move on the next few days. But what we're looking at here is don't demand absolute perfection. Realize that you yourself, everybody around you, we're all kind of on this journey. We're in a fallen situation. We've all messed up royally, and for Solomon, who's the king, messing up royally is actually what he did. He messed up royally. And so he's saying, take a deep breath and get a grip on things and just go on from here. And a lot of times in our life, we've messed things up pretty in a pretty substantial way. What do we need to do? Should we moan all the time and feel depressed and cower in guilt? Oh no, I've done all this terrible, guilty things. Well, we need to come before God. We need to confess our sins. We need to receive forgiveness from Him. But when He forgives us, that stuff's not hanging on our back anymore. It's not there anymore. God takes it away. We can move forward. We know we've done wrong. Paul said, look at me, I'm the guilty, I'm bad like all the other, I'm the chief of all sinners, but God's found mercy and He's given it to me. So we can go on and we can say, yes, I've been the chief of sinners. I've done my share and then some, right? But God has forgiven that. God has wiped it away through Jesus, and God is ready to take me where I am and bring me on forward. So let's keep looking at this the next few days. We won't get the whole picture today or tomorrow or the next day, but these next 4 or 5 mornings, we should pull this whole segment together. Let's go a little bit further. All right, let's put in a note here at verse 15 through 17. All right, what are we going to say? Human nature is addressed in this passage all the way through. So here we're noticing that fallen humans, we weren't originally fallen, but because of our ancestors we are fallen humans, get a lot of things wrong. And you and I, by experience, know that to be true. You and I get a lot of things wrong. If you can't admit that, you've got some self-examination to do. Humans get a lot of things wrong, but God isn't done with us yet. He has great plans for us, and we'll learn more in the days to come about human nature. So stay with me. So tomorrow, join us for Ecclesiastes chapter 7. We'll carry on with 18 to 20.